Hello, everybody. It's been a while since I've recorded on my own, so I've decided to do a rambling night video. I have no idea what to do for the intro, because I know I used to have the welcome, my name is Charlie, aka TDA type of thing, but it's like, realistically, nobody's gonna even know what that means, also never mind any of that over there. I've just popped into a creative world and I've just brought up some random picture of some random house and I'm gonna just build that here and we're gonna ramble. So I don't really have a plan for this video. I just know that I need a video for Saturday because I missed 2 weeks in a row. Because, like, the first week the only reason why I missed it was because really just life got in the way. I don't think I need that. And then the second week I wasn't feeling well, so that happened. But yeah. Um I have no idea how big this is meant to be exactly cuz like I just have a picture of the front of the house and I will put that on screen. Like these are the rambling night videos aren't normally edited very much, but for situations like this, yeah, I'll put it on screen. I'll probably have some extra text and such. But yeah, um, just make that easier. But yeah. I don't know why I do these as if I can function. Like, I always have the worst time building and also talking at the same time. And especially if I'm just talking about what I'm thinking about, I have trouble with that. I should really make a script for these kinds of videos, but the whole point of most of my videos is that there is no script and I'm literally just trying to have fun. I'll figure out the actual size later. But, yeah, that could be very well shown by the fact that on Jams's channel, there is a torturing Jams video after the whole parkour thing happened. I don't exactly know what in the world to call that other than hell. But yeah, I recorded a POV for it. Because, like, obviously I wanted my POV shown. But I didn't really talk much in the POV. So it ended with me just having. It ended with just. I ended up having to do a voiceover. And I really didn't want to do that, so that's just never gonna be seen again. But yeah, so should really just that there, that there. But yeah. So as it is with the other episode of this, for anyone that hasn't really seen a Rambling Night video and they don't know what it's about, basically Rambling Night is just talk. It is essentially a podcast, I guess you could say. Really, this should be the front because it's longer. I could just move this over by like 2. Yeah, I'll move that over by a couple. Yeah, it's just me messing around. Most likely building. I'd love to do more and maybe bring on some of my friends to do it with me, but I just never get around to it. So, yeah. Well, let's see. I think the main thing to talk about now is if anybody, first of all, if anybody paid attention, I made a community post yesterday as of recording this. And I mentioned the fact that on one of my other channels, I plan to do like animations and such. And really, for anybody that doesn't know, I am an artist. So I do draw, but I don't animate. And I've just had a singular animation in my head for the past 2 months that I've been wanting to do. Sorry guys, my dog is having nightmares. But yeah, there was an animation that I wanted to. Well, it's an animation meme that I wanted to take part in for the past 2 months, and I've just had it going through my head. So I finally decided to look into what I can do to, like, animate. It's like, it's not that difficult, is the funny thing. It is actually surprisingly easy. So, yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. And for when I don't want to do animations, I will probably just post speed paints. Unfortunately, as it stands right now, I can't do speed paints like the way I normally do Minecraft videos because the mic that I use goes into the same port. I guess that's a port, yeah. It goes into the same port as the as my what's it called? I am blanking. Wow. My drawing tablet. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah. I can't really do much about that as it stands right now. So if I did anything with that now, then I wouldn't be able to if I did like live drawings or anything like that, then I really wouldn't be able to talk or anything. Because, same reason, lo and behold. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about where that's gonna go. This is looking decent. Of course, the device that I'm using to look at the picture is on it's on a different device. Lo and behold. But yeah. So, next plan of action is, well, we should put that there. The next plan of action is to, what's it called? I guess we could have it like a venting part of it. So, I guess this would be a good time for it, yeah. And really, this is just a call to anybody watching this. If you need to vent, feel free to do so in the comments of this video. That is what this video and just overall series is for. It is essentially a rant, vent, ramble, talk about your favorite show, do whatever you want. Just no hate or anything like that. But yeah. I guess I could, like, talk about stuff that's been on my mind recently, which is often a lot, because yeah, I don't really do much that involves thinking, so of course I'm gonna have a lot of stuff to think about, right? Keep the cracked aesthetic. So, and then one of the main things that I've been thinking about is on a different server that I'm in. I'm not gonna name the server, but on a different server that I'm in, there's an anonymous venting section of the server. And somebody once said that they thought that their friend was angry at them, but they didn't think that their friend would say so. And somebody else chimed in and said that that was a toxic relationship. And I honestly don't think it is, because I can understand that kind of thing, since to put it bluntly, I'm paranoid. But yeah, I can generally understand people just being like, especially if it's an online friend, people are just like, well, does this person still like me? Are they mad at me? Did I ever do anything wrong to make them mad at me? And I can understand that, because I go through that a lot. Like, mentally, I have mental arguments with myself about whether or not I've made somebody angry, especially if they're an online friend, because when somebody's an online friend, you can't see them. Like, you can't look at them and figure out if they're angry. So, I guess this has turned into a rant of online friends now. But yeah, most of my friends are online, and truth be told, I hate it. Because, like, it goes back to, I can't tell if they're upset with me through text. I can't figure that out, and I don't like that. Like, I like knowing how my friends are doing and if they even still consider me their friend. But yeah, it's nerve-wracking in a way to, like, not know these things. And then on top of that, there's not really much you can do about it either. Because, like, what are you gonna do about it? If you're so positive that somebody isn't going to tell you when they're upset with you, then you have, even if they will, even if you know they will, but your mind just tells you that they're never gonna tell you these things, then you have the choice between just wallowing in your own despair or breaking apart the friendship, I guess. 'Cause, like, Yeah, you can go to therapy about it. I myself go to therapy. But that kind of thing isn't just for an online friends kind of thing. It can be for every type of friends. So, when you're caught in that, what are you gonna do? Realistically, I don't like to sound pessimistic for, well, nobody would ever really guess it of me. I am a pessimist. But in the end, what can you do? Because, like, if they're not gonna tell you, then, well, what's stopping you from still being concerned about it? That's like, that bothered me too. That somebody was so quickly and so easily could say that that kind of thing, that the other friend is toxic. And it's like, it's not, like, the other friend is not the toxic one in that situation where they're not doing anything wrong, really. And you're just like, well, am I that much of a problem? But in the end, the other friend is not the toxic one. You're just being toxic to yourself, so what are you gonna do? Alright, sorry about that, everybody. I got a phone call. Just at the world's worst possible time. I know. Um, yeah, so I don't really remember much of what I was saying before that phone call. That was an unnecessarily long phone call. But, yeah. Basically, as it stands, um, as it is. Bring this in by one. Yeah, I figured out I did the roof completely wrong. That is the wrong orientation. But yeah. Online friends. I hate text. Yeah, I just straight up don't like texting people for the same reason, too. Like, I can never figure out if I'm bothering somebody or if I'm annoying somebody or making somebody uncomfortable. And again, yeah, this could probably be decently helped with therapy and such, but not everybody can do therapy. That's not always an option for people. So often enough, I will just try and figure it out myself. I already have that. My goodness. I'm not paying attention. So yeah, often enough, I will try and figure it out myself just to see how well that goes. As you could probably guess, not very well. But yeah. And this goes back quite a while, too. Like, this isn't some new thing. This has just always been a thing. Because I don't want to say because there's no thought going to that. But yeah, that's always just been the way it is with me. Is I've never really liked to text people. As much as I don't like making phone calls, I do much prefer them. I just prefer when other people call me. But yeah. The way it stands now for me is I have really good friends. Like, I have everyone from the zombie SMP that I consider my friends. And there are people like DJ who I consider really close. So then I'm just stuck back in the loop of as close as I consider somebody as a friend, I will always be questioning whether or not they feel the same way about me. And that's just something that I've accepted as like I'm always going to feel this way about it. But yeah, as it stands right now, all of my friends are really good friends. Like, they don't really. I don't want to say they don't do much, they do a lot. But, like, if I upset them, then yeah, they tell me. It's just here's to hoping I never upset them. And then there's also the basis of not. I. How do I put this? I'm sure everybody gets this too. Of just. You type something out, and then you change your mind like some 500 times. And you just keep doing that. And it gets to the point where it's like, why am I even trying to respond to this? Because I have no idea in what way I should respond that it won't upset somebody. And I do that a lot. Like, a lot more than I'd like to admit, a lot. But yeah. And then it also can often get to the point. I have two moods with this kind of thing. I have the mood of I don't know if my response will upset somebody, so I'm just not gonna say it. And then I have the mood of they're not gonna see it anyway. That is one of my moods. Is why am I trying so hard to not upset somebody when there's a likely chance that nobody will even see what I've said. And I mean, I'd like to have that mood all the time because it makes me really confident in what I'm saying, and just it makes me confident in being able to say anything in the first place. But unfortunately, on small servers or small YouTubers videos, or when I'm talking one-on-one with a friend, I don't ever get that mood. And then there's also the one of I should just say it how it is and not worry about whether I hurt their feelings because they need to hear this. And that's the one that I really wish I could just constantly have, because again, it makes it to where I'm just comfortable saying whatever the hell I want. But then my paranoid side comes out and says that I could lose a friendship over saying something like that. This is not even, it's annoying me because I can't fix it. But yeah. And really, I guess there is an actual story to me just being in the constant mood of, I guess, paranoia of just the fact that it's actually happened before, that I constantly had the, I guess, the man, I can't talk when I'm building. I don't know why I try to do this kind of thing. But at one point in time, I had the mentality of, well, they need to hear it. So I was just always honest about things. Like, I always said what I was thinking. I always said what I was thinking. I always, yeah. And it ended badly for me. And this is what really made me paranoid, is one of the first friends that I had made on the internet when I was, actually trying to make friends on the internet. One of the first friends I had was somebody on, well, I'm not gonna say where it is because just my luck, she'll be watching this video and probably feel even worse. But it was somebody that I got a crush on. And I didn't know how not to say that kind of thing. Like, I would always just be very, just pressure. Like, I only ever knew how to pressure people. And it got to where she got really uncomfortable, but she just wouldn't tell me. And then at some point, I don't even remember what I said or what the context is, but it ended up making her crack, and she ended up blocking me. And of course I was really confused because I was like, well, what did I say? So my sibling had to actively get her to unblock me and then tell me what happened. Which you can imagine was not the most comforting thing to have happened. But yeah, it's like, really? If anything like that were to happen now, I probably would have been able to handle it better, obviously. How did I do that? But yeah, that was just the start of me being constantly in a state of paranoia about how I was making my friends feel. And you can probably guess that, lo and behold, doesn't really change much, I guess. Because, like, and I'm not directing this at anybody in particular, but every time I talk to one of my friends, I am always paranoid about saying something wrong. Like, I am unnecessarily careful with my words. Because, I mean, I like my friends. I'm very picky about who I decide to be friend now. So I'm so paranoid when we're talking and I say something and they just stop answering. And I'm caught in the, wait, did I say something wrong again? So then, when it comes to it, there's not really a whole lot that can be done about that kind of thing. But it's like, I don't like seeing people just immediately assume that the friend is the toxic one for not telling you when you've upset them. Because it could just be that the friend doesn't even know that you think that. And the friend may actually tell you that you've upset them and they're just probably not really paying much attention. That looks nice, but it's so annoying to place. But yeah. Well, that was a long rant. Yeah, this isn't even close to done. I guess I'll just find something else. I didn't want this to be that long of a video. Um, I know I normally don't cut these videos, but I might cut it. And because, yeah, we got a whole other piece of the roof. So, I'm probably just gonna pause it here. Pause the video here. finish the roof and unpause when I think of something to add. There is, I think, a point in time when everyone gets the sort of the same experience as me, where they figure out that people aren't nice. And I think, well, I guess the point I'm trying to make is I wish we didn't have to learn that kind of thing the hard way. It's like, I wish it was more like learning your ABCs or something. And I know people teach it. There are some people that teach it, and I know that. But, like, it really is just one of those things where you have to truly experience it to know that it's a thing. And in the meantime, there's not really much you can do about it, really. It's just there. It's one of those things that happens. And we're just forced to be okay with it. And I don't think that's fair in the long run. But I don't know. When I started this series, I had the intention of obviously, just letting people talk. Because I wanted my videos to be personalized, to have the ability to be personalized. And I wanted people to know that they could personalize them. And just think of it however they wanted. I do apologize if this video seems a little more pessimistic than my other videos. But really, the whole thing I do with this series is I literally just turn on the recording and start talking. Like, it truly is a podcast. It is a podcast to me. And it is a place that I can talk. And I could just fill open air and just anything with speech, I guess. But then, at the end of the day, if I'm the only one allowed to do that, then what's the point? At that point, it would just be the same as keeping a diary. Just a verbal diary. Which is... I mean, I know people do it, but I cannot, for the life of me, keep a diary. That is just above. That's just not something I can do, because I like talking. But I like talking to people. I don't just like talking into a microphone and calling it a day. I like knowing that people are listening. And I know my channel is small now. Like, insanely small now. But, you know, I guess if I let that knowledge stop me, then what's the actual point? Like, not just to be that way, but like, what would I do if I couldn't have an open space for people on my channel? And I mean, I guess there's something to say there that, like, my friends, a few of them have their own channels, and frankly, you probably found my channel from them. But a few of them have their own channels. So, and I can see it working for them. And I can see how much effort they put into it. And even people that I don't personally know, their channels are small. So it just ends with we all have, at the end of the day, small channels. And I know a lot of bigger YouTubers tend to enjoy hearing about their subscribers' days and all that. And I mean, you could do that on any of my videos. They're all that way. But this is just the place it's moderated by me. Sure. But that's just to make sure it stays as safe as it does. And I mean, if you don't want to know, if you don't want people to know it's you, then you could just make a new account. Just make a new account. You could come to this video, share it with people that don't even plan on subscribing to me. For me, right now, I'm just trying out new things. And I'm just trying to exist. And I'm trying to make sure that people know that they are allowed to exist as well. And some people don't, unfortunately. So then I guess the question you could ask is, what is my overall plan for my channel? Because, like, I know other people, like, they plan things and such. But, and this is the best thing I've ever heard. One of my closest friends, her name is Panda, she told me that the no planned kind of thing, this isn't a direct quote because I don't remember it exactly for obvious reasons. It was a while ago, but she told me that, not having a plan makes the videos feel more genuine. And I just had the moment of somebody understands what I'm trying to do, and I am so happy. I am very happy that that came across to someone. And I mean, it's her, she knows. She's good at that kind of thing. As far as I've seen. But yeah, like, if you have any comments about the way my videos are, like, if you think I should plan something out better, then you can request it of me and I'll try. But as it stands, I don't plan things. And if you've watched the Zombie SMP, you know why. Because I can control what I do and I can control how I react to things, but I can't control how other people act. So therefore, not a single one of my plans has ever worked. And yeah, these are generally more planned out. They're more thought out of, okay, like, what are some topics that I want to talk about? Like, I wanted to talk about my, wanting to go into animation again. And I wanted to talk about my opinion of online friends. I still want to talk about that. Like, I'm not done. I just think so strongly about that kind of thing. And I'm an extrovert, so of course my opinions are going to be strong about that. Like, I'm going to have a lot of opinions about online friends versus IRL friends. But at the end of the day, I just don't plan things out. Like, I make plans, and then all I can do is hope that they work. Like, I made a plan to make this video when I wanted to, and it worked out that way. Oh, I just got a huge lag spike. But I didn't really plan for what I wanted to do in this video. Like, that was 100%. I was about to hit record and I realized I have no idea what the fuck I'm going to do. And it's like, really, what can I do? I know I've said that a lot here, but that is just my constant state of mind of, well, what's there to do about it? I had like 5 minutes left before I had to record the video before I ran out of time to record the video. And I'm basically running out of time to record the video now. So I need to wrap this up here real soon. But hey, I finished the roof. And then before I hit record, I was like, well, I'm just gonna search house. And I'm going to build what I find. I'm gonna build, like, the smallest build that I can find. Like, this is one of the smallest houses that I found. It is actually one of the smallest houses that I've found a picture of. But yeah, there's no planning in that. There was just panic, and I didn't know what to do. So I just did the first thing I could think of, and it's working. So I don't know exactly what to make of that. As an actual thing that has been done. So I guess I could go back, because again, I still wanna... I seriously have opinions about online friends. It's like, I don't regret having online friends. What I regret is not being able to bring myself to 100% trust them. I mean, this isn't a jab at any of my online friends. This isn't a jab at my closest friends. But I just don't trust people. And I can't help that. And it's saddening because, like, they don't deserve for me to not trust them. Like, all they've ever done, all of my friends have ever done, is they've told me things as truthfully as they can. And if they don't want to tell me something, then they tell me straight up that they don't want to tell me. They don't deserve me not trusting them. But I don't control that. And I don't control them. So really, this is an argument between me and myself. And those are the only people that are arguing. So... really, there's hardly anything you could do there. There's no real way to fix that problem. Like, it will, for the most part, always be there. And it will exist. So, really, all you could do is just kind of accept that, hey, I'm not perfect and I'm not gonna be able to... I'm just gonna have that knowledge. You just have to accept when you have a concern about something that there's no actual way to resolve it. And especially if it's a concern that's going on with other people. Because really, what are you gonna do? You could ask them if you've ever hurt them. You could ask them if they don't like you. You could do all the right things. But in the end, the only other thing you can do is just trust them. And at some point, I know it gets difficult to trust people. I'm well aware of that. Like, I myself, again, I don't trust people. I don't like people. I'm an extrovert, but I'm shy. I've managed to find myself having the worst combination of traits one could possibly have. But I've had to learn to deal with it. And I know it's not really a fun thing to deal with, but it is a thing. And there's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. As I've said, there's really not much you can do in this situation. You could just allow it to exist, and it'll be there. But it won't bother you as much. And that's where it matters. But again, what are you gonna do? So picky about how I do things. Okay, we don't have room for 3 lights. Yeah, that'll work. I am... I am constantly caught in these situations that are less than ideal in my brain. Probably weren't expecting that part. But yeah, I don't... I'm not sure what exactly I'm expected to do with people in times. Most times, oftentimes. Yeah, that works. But I don't know. I'm existing, and I think I'm doing it good enough. I think I'm doing a good enough job. I mean, I'm still here. I haven't left yet. And we just get caught in doing nothing. Sorry, y'all, my brain is kind of slowed down a little bit. Oh. This has been going on for an hour, so I guess I will speed up this part just so I could at least finish the build on camera. And you guys can see the completed building, the completed house, as it is. And that's the completed build. Well, sort of. I'm not gonna do the inside here, I'll do that on my own time. But I just wanted to finish the outside so you could at least, like, from this angle, I don't know, compare it. Compare it to the picture that I have, at least. So I'll put a side by side. I don't know, I think it looks pretty close. We'll see. So that'll be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you find some use in videos like this, and all that. So, I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.